Alqubit, IT, as an expression of art.
Hello world, welcome back to my live stream. Hello again, welcome back. Where am I here? I cannot stay away. I need my dose of live production for the dopamine push. I have to add some awareness about last upgrade of what I have seen of Atem Mini firmware 10.2 digital audio, USB digital audio, and all the stack together. That I have seen there are some EDC occurrences that are important, and I want to review the old best practices that I've had and I have shared during the months, the years, the last 2 years, and they are very interesting and useful. Let's begin. I will shift here. So, live production at minus 14 LUFS. This is specifically for built-in native live encoding of the built-in encoder for the live stream. Because why? Because with the digital audio, when you set it here, it Fairlight Live doesn't work with the native built-in codec in live stream. It works only with these native settings, native subsystem of Fairlight controls, and so on. So it is important for the people that cannot overly complicate their workflow. And it is, I have now 0 latency. The last live production about project was with around 80 milliseconds of latency. I was getting crazy and I was talking in staccato. And now it's, I can think, I can enter into the flow. Let's hope. And now what it is about. The settings. Webcam output set, enable it, and so on. Just to complete the portion of live, Fairlight Live. When you set this digital audio, USB digital audio, and set a confirm, it is already active. As soon as you open the Fairlight Live, it turns down the microphones, and in my case I have customized show profile. If you have used the built-in templates about Atem Mini without changes, it turns down completely the audio control on Atem Mini with the opening of the Fairlight Live. In the case of the template has been personalized, you need to go under in any case you need to go under the matrix output, routing IO output, and enable the output. It cuts immediately every chance to have local audio, and the controls get disabled. But now it is as it was natively. This is disabled because I'm live streaming directly Hello World Timing Live Super Live through Restream, and I'm going to what is that? YouTube. I'm going into around the world. Let's see. I'm going into on my LinkedIn profile and my Facebook profile. This is briefly. And what I was talking about, that those settings that here it's only briefly mentioned, and there is no trace that Fairlight Live cannot be used with the native live stream encoder. And you need to disable if you want. It works perfectly, super quality, best quality possible with the output audio, USB, HDMI output is integrated with Fairlight Live. The native streaming output, not. It remains, it basically what is happening when you enable USB digital audio, those great like those two, and you cannot control. This control is turned infinite minus as this one, and you cannot have, you can eventually have the input from the HDMI, but not from the microphones. And it is not included, the microphone basically. And this is why I'm still here to review the super optimized version of the built-in audio control with the basic subsystem of the Fairlight, original Fairlight that has always been in Atem Mini Pro, Atem Mini Extreme. And how to, I will repeat, how to super optimize. It always has been super problematic. During the last 2 years, I have invested a lot of time. I have invested in Atem Mini Extreme that is much better. It has the computational capacity to offer much better level of quality. And this is good enough if it is super optimized and you know how to do it. You can obtain minus 14 LAF now that I am live streaming on YouTube. We have perfect minus 14 LAF 0.2, minus 15, minus 40.8. With this sound and with those levels. attention, high level music. If you have the levels here, exactly at the roll off, before the maximum of the distortion, it is exactly there at the minus 14 laughs. If you stay lower, no one will hear you. No one you hear. I need to lower the music, otherwise my master is going crazy. I don't have the ducking here automatically. And I have the button here with which I am resetting those the view of the maximums. It is very useful to have. And what I was saying, that minus 14 laughs is feasible without the Fairlight Live calculation. And if you have the level at minus 3, minus 2 dB at the maximum peak of the sound, whatever you are doing, it is exactly minus 14 laughs. And how it's done? Let's say about for the microphone. Let me see, easy going here to show you how it's done. Let me see the audio chain elaboration order. There is only one in Atem, and it is equalization and immediately dynamics. There is no other way. It is fixed, and this is the one. What I was explaining is this thing. Digital expander. This I am here. Input gain level limiter 1-to-1. Expander, faders, levels. The best approach to have in order to not have this disturbances, distortions, and do not have it into the unity, all the faders at 0. I'm setting them all at minus 0.30. The master is 0.20 to be able to push a little bit further. You start with those at 0. Attention, the input gains are the gain staging. It's beyond critical here. The most important thing for the microphone, based on the I have now the my Shure is with the booster of 25 dB. It is essential to have the breathing room in order to have the necessary level of signal. And I had before I was setting the before that I had introduced the booster, I had +4, and here now I am x16 multiplication of 16. Before was something like 512, and it was distorting and everything. The important thing, input gain. If you don't want to have distortions within Atem Mini sound, built-in sound, you need to arrive with the input gain at the right level, not -20. Forget about digital mixing. If you want to have good sound here at minus 14 laps. You arrive at this level, that absolute peak is at minus 2 dB. I have set my limiter at minus 2 dB in order to have the necessary roll-off of 2 dB, because it doesn't stop at the minus 2. It has a little roll-off. I have analyzed it, validated, and you have to have this super optimized gain staging structure. You arriving here at this level. Don't push it at minus 12 or minus, no one will hear you. And why you need to set at this level? Because it is almost needs to be at the definite end stage of the level. Why is that? Because it needs as much as possible to stay here with the faders at 0. If this is logarithmic, if you put it down, it goes down vertically. If you push it, it goes down vertically exponentially. Never boost the level from those faders here. It will distort like crazy. It's going crazy. Arrive here at this gauge staging. The limiter of Atem Mini Extreme and Pro works only on this input gain level. Here is the limiter. Here. Not here. The output level is only your responsibility, manual responsibility with your ears. Because if this is low or too high, limiter doesn't work on the output of any of the inputs, and not even on the master. It works and activates only on the input, the input gain. So it is essential to not make it work, to facilitate its state as much as possible. And I'm at a beautiful level here. The expander in the microphone is essential. I have the background noise. Let me, if you can hear my server, my room noise and everything, there is. If I cut the compressor, it begins to be completely different sound. If I cut the equalizer, we will see how dead is my microphone. And the equalizer, what I have done, only how it's called, only I'm subtractive microphone equalization. The corrective boost, that it looks like I have boosted. I didn't boost. I have done this correction. My microphone, this, which model is? MV7X. It has roll off from the 1670K, goes down. Even much from 8K further, it goes down like crazy. You have to have perfect center of the microphone, because at certain frequency it has this balloon of sensitivity. With the higher frequency it cannot be even seen. It has this little thing here. So you cannot move. Your high level frequency is disappearing from here. So it needs to be centered, correctly positioned, right distance, right boost, right level. I'm using here as a very basic mixer and preamplifier with the Zoom F3. I don't even record now because it is very basic. I don't use it. And this is what I'm doing here with this boost. In the last live stream directly from Atem, I have seen that my sound is basically perfect. With Fairlight Live is much elaborated, but this is you push one button and you go, not 100 things, never-ending process. And this is how you need to optimize the microphones, equalization, and after that the dynamics. But keep in mind that this threshold here is only on the input gain with those here, not on the output. There is no limiter on the output from any level input on the, even this output works here. The limiter works here, not here. If you boost it here, you are done. If you boost here or here, you are done. You have distortion, you have clipping, you have tremendous ugly sound. And this is how it is optimized. You need to do the gain staging, the leveling, the correct equalization. I have a little here boost on the lower frequency, and here one thing just to give a little spice on the music. And this is basically with those two things. Let me see. Subtractive, line settings. What I will suggest you to do when you set those, always set disable enable plugin power. Only when you need it, enable it, because you never know. I have read a lot on Facebook group. My mic input has burned. This is third year maybe. Never burned anything. Because I know what I'm doing. I don't mix. You cannot put balanced signal inside unbalanced input. You will burn the circuit inside. You need to use, in case you need of the balanced, you have a mixer with balanced output, you need to use this thing, not the splitter, not here, this thing. This is the best, one of the best solutions, are CLEANBOXPRO. From ProArt, and it works magnificently, and you have all the input output from the unbalanced to balanced and vice versa. You need to invest this 90 euros. And you never break anything. If you have ground loop sound, if you have the input that is analogical, as I initially have used my laptop, there is a lot of issues with the ground noise loop, and those filters have solved brilliantly the issue, but the equalization is fluttering. It is getting less unreached. somehow it loses something like 3 dB, basically half of the signal, and it's not super crispy. You need to correct with the equalization a little bit. And I bought those two, but after initially that I had this problem, never had, because I don't use it. I don't use the audio analogical anymore, except as a line input of my Zoom F3. And it works with the line input level that is exiting from here and entering there, with optimizing the signal plus 4 dB here, in order to, when the signal is not good, you see how it is struggling, and somehow it's even though it is not at the level of clipping, it basically is breaking because of the distortion in this thing. You push too much the microphone level in order to compensate the output. You are clipping basically it is 32-bit if you record locally, not from the standpoint of view of how it is elaborating the signal into the analogical signal. It has all the defects of all the mixers in it. You need to fine-tune accordingly, keeping in mind never to reach any level of distortion or clipping. But here, being analogical, you need to push it as much as possible. It has very low noise floor, but in order to optimize noise to signal ratio, you need to boost as much as possible before any distortion has been introduced or any clipping. Absolutely not good. If you distort here, the entire gain structure is distorted. After that, you cannot correct it. So every level is critical at any point. I have my audio of the background very good because I'm using the masters of Epidemic Sound with awesome music, beautiful. My selection. Ultimately, I'm repeating because it is so much time consuming choosing all the right music. So I'm basically recycling the old playlist, and it is good enough. How I have optimized it, I need to switch here. I have optimized it. It is digital 24-bit, 48 kilohertz and 20. And you open here. No. You open here. And once everything is connected, I have Blackmagic HDMI, that is the output, HDMI output of NVIDIA that is going of the server. That is basically the copy of this monitor that I'm seeing here, LG 4K, but this is 1080 naturally. And I am having another input inside Blackmagic Atem Pro to have this thing shown on you. I'm seeing the same screen, but on the other monitor. When you enable the audio here, as I have enabled here the audio, I have enabled it I hear the noise. I need to enable this and compressor. This is risky. Now it's the good sound. Sorry, I had some portion not so good sound. And you have to set here the properties of this HDMI output, the properties of this audio, to set it at the maximum. I can hear the difference. If it is 16-bit, I'm hearing the difference. The sound is not so rich. There is difference. 24-bit, 48 kilohertz. Studio quality. You confirm, and even that one, every link that you have, it needs to begin to be end-to-end 24-bit, 48-bit kilohertz. You set it and confirm here. And my tracks, the master of the tracks are exactly all done with 24 bits, 48 kilohertz. They are mastered in this and distributed in this way. And it is the best quality possible that you can obtain with this. I'm using VLC. I have done months, many months ago, maybe a year ago. How to? This is the best. The best player possible that you can have. I have everything here under control. I'm have routed the output through NVIDIA Blackmagic to Atem. I don't hear into the desktop here. It is directed directly there. And I have controlled everything. I have the volumes, I have playlist, I have everything. Full screen, not full screen, everything, absolutely everything. With the Bitfocus companion. And this is my entire playlist here. I haven't included the one track that I would like to have in this. Those I don't have the pointer. I will push them manually. And now it's saying, you obtain the best audio in this way. As audio that is entering here. And the same thing here. You cannot have the limiter is valid only here. And my level that is working with is 71 in this case, and I have at 40% at the maximum at around -3, -2 dB maximum. So I have super optimized at any level, and you do this if you need to do the equalization and everything, and you do it. The other thing, let me see, granular noise clearing box. Okay, let's return to the essential thing that during the last few years I have heard everything about Atem Mini Pro Extreme. It is mandatory. It is a must. It cannot be done without. You have mandatory 6 network slices of how the encoder is functioning. I'm at 25 frames per second now. So I'm having these portions of the values. Left side are the values at the minimum. 25, 30 frames per second, 25. And the right one are at the 60 frames per second. I'm at the streaming medium because I have ridiculous bandwidth. And I never have caching issues. Never ever with this inexistent upload throughput. Because how it I have super optimized OBS throughput, and I'm live streaming with the same bandwidth in 4K with H.265 as well, and I have super optimized it even there, reconstructing the same principle as it is here. It is variable stream, variable signal based on the availability of the bandwidth, and it cannot auto adjust further of the slice you have put it in. Streaming low, it will use this bandwidth. It cannot go higher than this one. It will push to a certain amount and will not go higher. Livestream medium is this. It will push a little bit, but not higher than 7. And this is what the people cannot understand, that it is your responsibility to optimize based on if you don't have if you don't know what the throughput is of your networking, you need to set it at the minimum. You test if it's working, you go step by step until you reach the first, and you need to push to set into the video feed, very dynamic video feed, in order to expand the necessity of the bandwidth, in order to test it, to stay and validate that it will never go further than that. As soon as you perceive the first that you have reached the wall, you need to step back one level. And I have those values here are not enough. They are not sufficient. Let me see if I can show you. Those levels here of caching are not enough. Cache okay. It is super superficial. It is not enough to evaluate what is happening. Okay, the data rate, but it is not enough to understand what is happening with the cache. And now I show you the best solution possible. I don't have any caching. You are using Bitfocus. You're opening Bitfocus. Opening Bitfocus. This is my page about the total control of my VLC player, and here is the portion of the Atem that I have inserted, because I have 132 buttons stream deck. The other smaller doesn't work, it is going in standby constantly. So I have set here streaming start with the, if I set, I don't need to push it, otherwise it will break. This is active and it starts and stops my stream. But it is showing stream duration, and I have this thing, start and stop. The most important part is this thing, cache. It is not the cache that is shown on the on this thing. It is specific value, stream cache used, this thing. And you set, in order to evaluate the super optimized network slice, you set these variables, extracted, and having the visualization. It needs always to stay between 3 and 5. 5 seconds. If it is in seconds, I still cannot understand what is measuring, but I think it is in seconds of the buffer. It needs to stay always, never have to go upper from 2, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. This is the super optimized network, super optimized capacity, super optimized network slice, and you will never have any caching. If you have the value here between 2 and 5, you can push a little bit more, one level. You evaluate. If it is starting to build 10, 20, it will go in 10 minutes to the full buffer, and your live stream is going into big trouble, it will fail. This is the mega solution that it should have been inside here exposed, but it's not exposed, and I have found it and exposed it into Bitfocus companion, and this is the solution of the solution in order to never have caching. I have exposed stream bitrate that is slightly different times in respect of the Atem software control. Here it is slightly different level, much more responsive. Recording, I'm having this recording duration. Stream duration is here. The caching level that needs to be between 3 and 5. Remember, between 3 and 5, never higher. And this is for the start and stop of the recording. Is saying as well, I have extracted the record duration. And let's I don't have to reset the, I don't want to reset after that the recording. It's not the entire key. Okay. It's basically here, everything. And the next thing, the network slices are super important for the built-in live streaming encoder. For the audio, remember, the built-in audio encoder doesn't work. The microphones don't work with Fairlight Live. You are without microphones because you are missing the controls, and it works only with the built-in controls, and they're disabled, and you basically are taking this level that is enabled somehow. You have this, but without microphones and no way to control it. So for live stream, native live stream encoder, you need to use this with the webcam output with the local recording without USB digital audio. It returns your control here. You optimize equalization, levels, dynamics. Remember, the limiter is only on the input side with the input level of the gain. Never touch those, never boost. You can eventually a little bit lower the signal, but never boost from here the signal. Never ever boost the signal from the faders. And returning here. This done, this done, this done. USB down, audio done, audio chaining. 1-to-1 the limiter, and Bitfocus the absolute necessary cache variable that you need to extract. And this is my 100% proven and validated methodology to have perfect signal, perfect sound, perfect network stable live stream. Push it to the limit before the limit that is reached and the issues begin to happen a little bit before. And you will never have any issue. Minus 14 laps. Let me show you what is minus 14 laps. Minus 14 laps is here. This is minus 14 laps. A little bit more, less, maybe 40.5, 15. There. From time to time, 30.5. This is. I have extracted another thing here. That is, here is the how it's going on the track, and here what is remaining. In order to have the vision of the track, this is the number of the track. Unfortunately I have only 10 tracks on my playlist with 32 buttons with all the rest of the control. And this is the secondary control, which is the, I cannot find now how I have done it. This variable that is native variables on press. This is the display. What is showing me remain left on the VLC based on what is reproducing. This press action is a native variable that I have copy pasted. Action, not variable, action, native action of this context of this variable. Atem 1, that is my Atem Mini Pro. Fairlight audio reset peaks, because it is, even though it is much more elementary subsystem of Fairlight, it is called Fairlight. There are variables. This thing is called Fairlight, even though it's much less complete that the Fairlight in DaVinci Resolve and Fairlight Live that are beyond excellent. And this is, I think I have exhausted all the points. So with the Fairlight, I have found that it is very stable. They cut, I I cannot reproduce what I have done with the beta versions to have the failovers that I have done the tests. There is no failover. I cannot open it. It will reset completely my state of thing. And once you set, I will do maybe the same kind of live production dedicated to the USB digital audio integration and optimization, because I have fine-tuned there the one live stream that I have spoken in as a robot, that I had 80 milliseconds of that I need to speak one word at a time in order to understand what I'm thinking and saying. I have the first scope here in order to extract the audio for Atem Mini Pro. I'm getting the output, HDMI output. I'm going to do my field monitor here, and I'm extracting the audio that is going in this deck here. In this deck here. Technics RSB 905, that is 3 heads from the, but I have a very good amplifier for my headphone, and it is better than Atem Mini Extreme. It is very powerful, and I'm having here the levels, and it is working perfectly. But this hub, the first hub of HDMI output input into the field monitor, is costing 37 microseconds, because my hopes are 37 microseconds, basically 1 frame, because I'm at 25 frames per second, around 40 microseconds. With the Fairlight Live, I'm having very complex workflow with my content creation server that is done. It is in my home office, and I'm having 2 USB cables, 15 meters with repeaters. And when everything is, it is depending how it is waking up the server. From time to time, the USB hosts are not well synchronized, and I'm having issues. I need to turn off, restart. But basically, 99.95% of the times it works perfectly. But sometimes the synchronization is a little bit not perfect, and I'm using here USB 3 hub. If I insert into the same hub when is my USB digital audio, the keyboard and the mouse, I'm having a lot of troubles. So I have the second cable that is USB 2, the same modality, because it costs a little bit less in version 2. They are very costly, those cables. And I have switched there, and I have obtained 0 latency. So even with 15 meters, it is feasible to have basically 0 latency. The other day I have seen, but it doesn't appear immediately. You need to close, reopen. It has shown 42 microseconds of delay of latency. So summarize, my 40 microseconds plus 42 natively in Fairlight Live, I was basically going crazy to speak. That's why my project management live stream is done like crazy. That's speaking at one letter at a time. But it is feasible. You need to double test, triple test. Do not push on the same USB host. Other things, do not overload the hardware USB host, and it needs to be USB 3 in order to work. And that is the optimization of the Fairlight Live with in order to do the live stream, but I'm using there completely different thing. I'm using there the USB, the OBS that I have super optimized. After a few days, we have here the I need to put it here. We have this thing, the Intensity Pro. I will change with Deck Link Recorder HD that has much better levels elaboration of the video. This is prosumer consumer level. Intensity Pro is consumer level to acquire. It has the portion for the. It has HDMI input and output. They can be independent, but it is done mostly to acquire from the video, analogical video, the signal, everything. It is more prosumer. The click is pro level, and it has the Rec 22, and the levels are better. And I will fine tune here. But I have super optimized OBS, Fairlight Live, Atem Mini with its settings. I'm having absolutely best of the best. How long it is? 57 minutes. I'm at the end. I have shown everything. Thank you very much. Let's push here to do the thing as I was supposed to do at certain point. My beautiful logo. Appear. And this is everything for today. Thank you very much. Follow my instruction and you will have indestructible IT systems, even for the bank, even for the nuclear power plant. And follow my super optimized workflows for the live production, color accuracy optimization, and calibration, and so on. My engineering approach is always valuable. And thank you very much. With this, I'm saying you goodbye. And now we don't have introduction, intro, outro for today. I will end with one music and so on. We will see soon again to the next one. Is it good thing that I'm sharing or not? Let me disable here. Let me re-enable what I have here. And thank you very much. We will hear soon again for the next live production. Super cool, super interesting. I'm a little bit behind with my touch, super thing, but I'm working actively and I will be producing more and more and more and more. We see soon again. Thank you very much. See you soon.